going to show you how you can program up your Crimestopper, Cool Start, as well as the Ezee Start brand transmitters. I got a few here I brought with me for this video today. This is most likely the one that most of you guys own. This one here is almost as popular. You see a lot of these around. And this one here is an older Cool Start 3 button with the 2 on the side. For the side buttons, by the way, as a footnote, you don't really need to be concerned with those. They're really just for the flashlight, a second car option. But let me go over a couple things that are very important before you actually do the programming sequence when you're doing these Crimestopper brand transmitters. This is very important. But before I do even that, I'm going to also show you the printed instructions that I'm actually working off of. So that way, if you wanted to, you could choose, you could just hit the pause button on the video and use this if I go too fast for you, or if I didn't make myself clear on anything on this here video. Okay, free show is over. Now let's get to work. Okay, a couple things, like I said, that you do need to address before you program these. The first and very most important one, which everybody asks about whenever they buy a remote from us, they always don't seem to understand the part of what the gray wire means in the instructions. The gray wire on the remote start, this is not a Crimestopper brand remote start brain per se, but yours is going to look very similar. It's just a black box on like this under your dash. Now on there you're going to locate a green wire like this. It's a little 18 gauge gray wire. Now the technical term for what this wire does is the negative hood input shutdown. So what that means is when this wire sees a ground pulse or a ground signal, the remote start will not engage. Because if you had somebody underneath the hood and they were doing something, God forbid if their hand was by the fan blade and the car remote started, blood would be flying all over the place and wouldn't be a happy scene at all. So if you take a second, open up your hood, you should locate something like this or this. I'll go with this one because this one's softer on my finger to demo. Now when the hood is open, it's going to depress the switch. This here is going to be connected through the firewall into that gray wire on your remote starter. When it's like this, it's open and it shows the starter system nothing. When the hood is open, the switch is going to go up, it's going to conduct to ground, and it's going to show that system, the gray wire, grounds. So the gray wire needs to see that ground signal before you can start programming the system. So make sure you address that gray wire is grounded. And again, you could just go underneath your dash because that's where you're going to locate this. Where it is, I don't know, but it's hard to miss. It's pretty big. Find that gray wire, make sure that this wire is grounded. So that's the first thing. Now the second part is you need to find this. This here is called a valet or a programming switch. So in order to program the transmitters, just like when you program a TV remote, you have to have the TV and you have to have the remote. You have the remote, but this is the other half of the equation, plus the key. So you need to locate this. Now this one is a Crimestopper brand. It has a little red tip on there, but they could have black, they could be all black, could have been replaced with any color. You know, it really doesn't mean anything. But on the remote start under the dash, it should have a 2-pin plug, and it should run out to something similar to this. So locate this, make sure the gray wire is grounded. Once you got those things going for you, now you're ready to program your system. So let's just say you got one remote right now, and this thing's falling apart. It's all crusty. It's ready to explode and just basically die. Okay. Now say you went to us, bought 2 more, right? Now you got a total of 3. Now although this one is all kind of crappy, still program it because you're keeping it in a junk drawer. It might be good for you someday. So now you got 3. 1 works, 2 don't work. What you're gonna do? Get in there, turn your key to the ignition position, the one right before the spring-loaded crank position. Leave it on. Go to your valet switch under your dash, depress it 4 times, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Should wait about 1-2 seconds. You should get 4 chirps from the lights. That's telling you that you're in the programming mode. So what you do is go to your remotes, grab your first one, hold down the lock button. Once you get a click or a chirp or whatever your system does, confirming that it took it, move to the second one. Same thing, hold down the lock, get your third thing, place them down, turn your key off, and just test them all out. If everything's working good enough. Now that's how you program these transmitters, but if you have a two-way or an LCD-based system with the transceiver and all that, to program the remotes, instead of holding down the lock button, those call for holding lock and unlock together. I don't know why, but that's how they work. So let's just say, for instance, you had an LCD. Let's make pretend this here is a two-way LCD, okay? And you have a regular one-way. When you get in there, turn the key on, press it 4 times, hold down the lock on the one-way. For the two-way, 2 together, turn the key off, everything should be working just fine. I know I did that backwards. I'm a little dyslexic, I guess, there. This was supposed to be the two-way, it's supposed to be one-way. But they're both one-ways, so what does that mean? But that's how you do it, and that's it. If you need anything else, you know, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to help you out if we can.